I first visited Sweden in summer of 2022 and quickly fell in love with its beauty. I caught a couple of decent perch which only whetted my appetite to return. So fast forward to spring 2025 and I was back for a week of fishing. Yep, whoa, that's gotta be a fight. Yep. Yes, come on! Right, we're back in it. So hopefully that's given you a nice taste of what's to come, and so much more.
Just look where I am. Look where I've been this week. It has been a special trip.
My Swedish adventure was split into two distinct parts, predators and carp. Next week's upload will cover the latter, so if you're not subscribed yet and you like what you see, I'd massively appreciate your support. Hitting 50k by the end of the year would mean a lot. But back to this video. After landing in Copenhagen, a string of cancelled trains meant that some last minute changes were needed to get me to my friend Gary's place. That turned into a late night for everyone and a lot of unexpected driving for Gary. We finally got some sleep by 1 AM with the alarm set for 6 AM to head straight to the coast in search of my first ever sea trout. We waded for multiple hours with no success, and even left this spot to try and find other likely looking locations before returning back and trying one more pass through. And finally, we got the bite we were looking for. You in? Hey!
Oh, where is he? Oh, he's angry. A small one. It's the first fish of the day.
Yeah, and it's about where you saw him as well.
Yeah, it was this area, wasn't it?
It's worth me slinging one down. Oh, beautiful.
Come here, only a baby, but oh! But we'll take it today.
Nice one, well done.
Hey, we got him. Oh, you spotted one. Up. Oh, that was a professional knee out of the net. Come here, you. Oh, there we go. Got him again. Second netting.
2 fish in the space of what? 10 seconds?
Does that count as 2 fish?
Happy days.
Got one. Number 1.
That turned out to be the only fish of the outing, as we soon made our way back to meet up with some of Gary's family and friends for a Swedish tradition known as Valborg's night, or Valborg. I hope I pronounced that right, but I'm sure I did butcher it. It's the night of the big bonfire in Sweden. Once believed to scare off witches and spirits, now mostly in its use to sing, cheer and burn last year's garden trimmings. I play you some of the music from the evening, but you know, music copyright and all that. So instead, here's me singing one of the songs they must have played at least 10 times. Andas in, andas ut, andas in, andas ut. Det blir bättre till slut. Andas. Bet you're wishing I had used copyright music now, aren't you? From here, we set off on a 3.5-hour drive to Perch Lodge, ready for a day's perch fishing with one of Sweden's top predator wranglers, Fredrik Renz. And it was safe to say we were both very much looking forward to it.
Perch Lodge. We made it. Missions. Yeah. Bed.
Having arrived in the dark, I had no idea of the breathtaking scenery that surrounded us.
Are you feeling as fresh as I am? Yes. We're going perching today.
Perch Lodge, located in Mönsterås in South Sweden, offers multiple apartments that make the perfect base for any fishing trip. And after a few hours of broken sleep, we stepped out of the front door and were greeted by one of the most stunning settings I think I've ever witnessed.
What could we see from the highest height? What good are wings if I'm afraid to fly? All of the tremors that I have inside got me scared. Will you be there?
After a short drive to the boat ramp, we climbed aboard and set off. If the stunning scenery wasn't enough to wake us up, blasting across the water over 50 knots and temperatures barely above zero certainly did the trick. To give ourselves the best possible chance of landing some of Sweden's finest perch, Gary and I knew we need the help of one of the country's top anglers, Fredrik Renz. Not only did we benefit from Fredrik's incredible knowledge, but we also got to enjoy his fully tricked out bass boat. Links to both Perch Lodge and Fredrik's guiding service are in the description, so you can experience exactly the same adventure for yourself.
Lose you.
Big perch are still something completely new to me. This past winter I caught my personal best whilst out with a ginger fisherman back in the UK, but by Swedish standards that's still considered a small one. To set the scene, a single bite here could not only beat my PB, but quite possibly double it, with perch over £5 a genuine possibility. The first bite came to Gary, only adding to the buzz I was already feeling. The anticipation, the setting, the sheer potential of what might come next. It all starts to feel very real, very quickly. Yep.
Oh, it's like two little taps. Feels good. Just feels to be good to be in a fish. First one on the trip. Hey, first of the trip. Yeah, just really delicate.
And it's loose.
It's come off of the net, is it?
Yeah. Next time, when you're hitting the fish, don't start reeling before the fish has turned.
Okay.
So you get bam, you have turned the fish, and the jig is gliding off the hook, and the hook is in the mouth.
Okay.
So you were lucky. But you got it.
I'd show you the fish now, but all the perch we caught were quickly placed into a live well, a tank that holds them in fresh oxygenated lake water whilst we carry on fishing. After all, where there's one perch, there's often many more.
Yep. This one feels better. Yeah. Slower as well. Whoa. That's a better. Oh, it's a little pike.
Yeah.
That's why it felt a bit better. Yeah, the bite was a bit more aggressive as well.
Yeah.
And that, everyone, was my personal best pike that Fredrik just chucked back.
With a couple of fish under our belts, the pressure eased slightly, and with regular tips and guidance from Renz, my confidence was starting to grow too.
Yep. Came back. Just slowed the retrieve down and he came back. Yeah, that's a perch. Yeah. It came back for it. Gorgeous when the sunlight flashes on their side, isn't it? Hey. Happy days.
Fish number 2 slipped in the tank, and feeling happy with my brace of perch, I grabbed the main camera just in time to see Gary catching another one.
Not a massive one, but still a lovely Swedish archipelago perch.
Yeah.
I love you
Baltic
say
Sea.
not a massive one, but for most people watching this, that is a massive one.
Standing on the bottom.
Yeah, you can see the leeches on the bottom. That's why the fishing's so slow today.
Yeah.
But they've definitely spawned. You see how empty he is.
Yeah, that's a male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still beautiful fish, aren't they?
Yeah.
Lovely. Cool.
Yep, you heard Gary correctly. We were having a slow day's fishing. Although we'd had a few bites, they were few and far between, and nowhere near as prolific as it could be out here, or as we'd hoped it would be. So we upped anchor and made a move to a shallower bay, hoping to track down a few more willing perch.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Take it slow. Better fish?
About the same as the other one from the feel of it.
Never know.
Looks good though. God, when they flash in the sun, it's gorgeous, aren't they? About the same as the other ones.
Well, Joe.
Sweet.
Nice. Smaller one.
I'm not going to complain, they're the biggest perch I've ever caught. I know you want me to catch bigger, but these are like...
Just wait to catch a monster, but
Yeah,
I'm glad that you're happy. We brought you to Canada to catch your BB.
I know, but that is up there with some of the nicest perch I've ever seen, let alone caught.
Oh, they are beautiful, aren't they?
Just immaculate.
I mean, look at it. There's not a thing out of place on that. Gorgeous fish. Look at the colours for it.
Despite a couple of quick hits from perch when we entered this bay, it seemed there was quite a good amount of pike here as well, which, although not the intended species, was still great fun on light tackle.
Yep, whoa! That's got to be a pike, where that's just hit. Oh, that smacked it.
Could be a big perch. Look at the perch next year.
Whoa, this is a good one then. Wow.
Please be.
That's a pike. It slammed it. It's a decent pike as well, to be fair. Not the intended species, but on light tackle, that is good fun. In fact, I'll spin you around this side, get him in the sun. Still, good fun on light rods. Hopefully the next hit, like that, is from a big old perch.
We were enjoying some steady action, even if it wasn't always from the intended species. And although I was happy with the perch I'd caught, Gary and Renz were desperate to get me something a little bigger. Back in our original spot and all other anglers having gone home after a tough day's fishing, it was now or never.
Yep. Good fish. It's a good one.
Oh, wow. Yes!
Well done.
Woo! Sorry, I was having a little apple. The apple brought me luck. That's a personal best, 100%. Yes!
Beautiful.
That's what we came for.
And this is a result of today's angling. Some of them went back straight away. A new personal best for me, followed up by this, but just the sheer size and shape and quality of them is insane. And this is just a glimpse of what Sweden has to offer, because these are actually babies, I'm right to believe. Yeah, led to believe, shall I say. But what a session, some beautiful fish, time to get them back. With the perch ticked off, we headed back to dry land, said our goodbyes to Renz and jumped in the van for a 4-hour drive to our first carp session of the trip. But more on that in next week's video. Fast forward 2 days, we were back on the road, only this time in search of pike. For today's outing, we met up with Henrik, and he was going to be the man to give us the best shot at a pike or two. Much like the perch fishing from the other day, the pike fishing here can be off the scale, with over 100 pike per boat in a single session being a regular occurrence. So it's safe to say we set off with high expectations.
Oh, follow. Yeah, come back. Good size.
Straight off the bat, we had multiple follows and a couple of hits. The weather looked spot on, and with miles of water to explore, it felt like it was only a matter of time. You were expecting a bite right on the beat of the music then, weren't you? Well, I wish that was the case, but just like any fishing trip, the fish don't always play ball. Having just finished spawning, these pike should have been angry and hungry, but instead, it was follow after follow after follow, no matter what we tried. Still, with plenty of time ahead, and Bristol City's final game of the season kicking off, I fired up the radio to see if we could secure a playoff spot.
Yes! Come on! Right, we're back in it. 2-0. We're in the playoffs.
And we did. But Since you're watching this after the playoff games we're involved in, let's just say I'm not quite as jubilant now. Anyway, back to the fishing.
Quickly to the camera.
By this point, we'd been fishing for a good 5 hours with just one jackpike to show for it, landed by Henrik. The it'll be fine attitude we'd started the day with was slowly turning into something closer to concern, and maybe a bit of frustration. But finally, as the afternoon wore on, we found some fish.
Yes! Oh, fun! Oh!
Right there, right at the boat.
Struck right by the boat. Oh, no! No! See? No, are you kidding me? Paying attention.
Fishing.
Yes! Yes! I paused and waited for him to take it. I don't know if you saw that. I needed this fish.
Hey, nice and close to the GoPro.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I did have a follow. Right at the end. There. It's right there. There he is, yeah. Oh,
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. You in? You just had the one that I had.
Getting fish onto the boat was a huge relief, and I was genuinely happy to see Henrik and Gary catching. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't feeling a bit resentful. Despite being surrounded by some of the most tranquil and unspoilt scenery imaginable, I was seriously losing my head. I was copying their retrieves, using the same lures, casting to the same spots, but it just wasn't happening for me.
Sweden, I'm enjoying your beauty and tranquility, but please give me a pike.
As we trundled back to the boat ramp, I was at a bit of a low. But after a few deep breaths and a quiet moment staring off the back of the boat, I re-evaluated the day. I had to remind myself that this is my job, and a tough day at work for me is most people's dream. Besides, now I've got another reason to come back to Sweden. But my trip was far from over. There were still several days left to fill, and fill them we did. You'll have to wait until next week for the carp fishing side of things, but let's just say it's not one to miss.
Well done, mate.
To round off the predator fishing, we had a few hours spare on the penultimate morning. Perfect for one last trip to the coast.
Well, much like the rest of the predator fishing on this trip, it's been a tricky one, and obviously in an ideal situation I'd be catching on every trip, but I've got to take stock and look around at where I'm fishing and just think it really does not matter. I'm wading in the Baltic Sea with stunning scenery around me in Sweden, and I'm getting to call this my job. It is special, and it's one of those things that I just need to evaluate what I'm getting from my fishing. And of course I had an amazing time catching perch the other day, and I did catch pike on the same trips. Two of the species we've gone for I have caught. The fact that I didn't catch on the dedicated pike trip is frustrating, but it's not the end of the world. And with this, catching a sea trout, of course I love it, but just look where I am. Look where I've been this week. It has been a special trip. And of course this is just video 1 of 2. Next week will be the carp angling side of this trip, and that isn't finished yet. So once we get in from this session, we're heading straight to another lake, getting the rods out for the final night before a train back to the airport tomorrow afternoon, and then my flight home, landing back in Bristol about 10:30 at night, maybe 11 o'clock. So it's been a mega trip. It may not have been prolific on the angling front at times, but as I said before, can't complain when this is where I'm fishing. I'm actually quite far out right now as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've of course thoroughly enjoyed making it for you guys, and if you want to see much more, make sure you are subscribed. I hope you can see me. I just noticed loads of salty sea dust on the lens, but there we go. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, like the video if you did, and I will see you in the next one, which will be next week. And loads more, video every single week. Right, back to fishing.